Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Heather. I'm the Vent Yogi, and this is Friday Power Flow, a 35 minute practice. We're going to have some fun with inversions and crow today. Don't let that scare you off. Stick around. Come onto your mat, practice with me. We'll start in downward facing dog. If it works better, you can get started in child's pose. And like I said, if you can't stick around for the whole practice, even just a few moments, a few good deep breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Letting your head hang down, a big inhale, and a big exhale. Fingers spread wide. You can walk out your dog, maybe move your hips or your head around. Let your gaze land to one point, traditional drishti, or close your eyes. Let's take another big breath in here. And as you exhale, make your way to the front of your mat. Feet about hips width distance apart. And come on into your ragdoll. Folding forward. You can grab your elbows. You can let your hands dangle, maybe hands to a block. Soften your toes. You can soften your knees here. If this forward fold doesn't work for you, you can stick with more of a halfway lift. Stick with your breath and your intention this morning to get on your mat. Take some time for yourself. Take a big breath in. Then a long breath out. A big inhale, then a big exhale. If you're holding your elbows, release your hands, walk your feet closer together or to touch and rise to stand. Come all the way up. Reach your hands up. Here you can lift up and go back. Take one more big inhale, fill up. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Set your gaze here. Lower your gaze or close your eyes. And you can set an intention for your practice if that's something that resonates with you. There is also the intention, as I just said, of being here, showing up here, allowing yourself some time here. Together, let's take a big breath in. Then a long breath out. On your inhale, sweep up, reach up. Then as you exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, flat back, inhale. Bring your hands to your mat. Step back to your high push-up, high plank. You can have your knees lifted or lowered here. Fingers spread wide, shoulders track over wrists. Take a big breath in. Move forward, halfway down or all the way down for your low push-up. On your inhale, upward facing dog. Maybe add in a cobra or a low cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward dog, or add in a child's pose. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. A big inhale and a big exhale. Take another deep breath in here, fill up. And as you exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Lift and reach. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. High push-up to low push-up. Exhale. Forward and down, elbows in. Upward dog. Still moving forward. Exhale. Back to your downward facing dog. So you can stick with me through this whole practice. I feel like I just went through a cobweb. That was weird. You can stick with me through this whole practice. If you're looking for something shorter, I have those on my YouTube channel. If you're looking for something longer, you can take a full-length class with me in my studio, Sanctuary Power Yoga, or on my Patreon, which is the Vent Yogi. So check those out after practice. Take another big breath in, exhale, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, lift and reach, fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, high push-up to low push-up, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. A big inhale and a big exhale. Take another deep breath in, fill up. Exhale, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Once more, rise to stand. Lift and reach, fold forward, exhale. Empty out. Halfway lift, inhale. High push up to low push up, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog, exhale, downward dog. Or add in your child's pose. You can add in child's pose, any variations you like. My mat is so dirty this morning. It's a little distracting. Set your gaze. I'll take my own advice. Set your gaze to one unmoving point. I'm going to close my eyes. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Another big inhale here. Exhale. Walk or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Utkatasana. Chair pose. Set your feet, big bend to your knees. Your feet can be together or apart. Big toes just a little bit closer together than your heels. And weight of your body a little more in your heels. Here, interlace your fingers at your low back. You can add a towel or strap between your hands. Let your shoulders roll back. Lengthen through your arms, almost a little bit of a back bend here. Take a big inhale, and with your fingers interlaced, start to fold forward. Let your hands come up and over. I like to walk my feet to hips with distance. I feel like it just gives me a little more support, a little more stability. You can soften your knees here. If you meet with a lot of resistance, take your time with it. You can ease off. You can stay with it. Add in more breath. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. A big inhale and a big exhale. Take another deep breath in here. And as you exhale, release your hands. Walk your feet closer together or to touch. Halfway lift. Inhale. Hands to your mat. High push up to low push up. Exhale. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana. Step up, rise up, reach your hands up, or work with your hands at your heart here. Setting your feet. Big bend in your front knee. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. You can soften your shoulders a little bit here. Maybe you can soften your shoulders a lot here. And set your feet, but soften your toes. Take another big inhale. Exhale, hands to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one. One big step or a couple of smaller steps. Front foot flat and straight. Playing around with that big bend in your front knee. You can always ease off from it. Connect through your back foot and lift and lengthen through your back leg. You might have some room to even out your hips. Take a big breath in. Then a long breath out. Another big inhale here. Exhale, hands to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps again. Warrior one. Rise up. Exhale, hands come to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot steps. Warrior one. Virabhadrasana. Come up. Exhale, hands come back down. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a long breath in. And empty out. One more big inhale here. Exhale, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale, exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down, reach up, fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. High push up to low push up. Exhale. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps. Warrior one. Rise up. Exhale. Hands come to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Left foot steps. Warrior one. Rise up. Exhale. Hands come back to your mat. High push up to low. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Right foot again. Warrior one. Come up. Open out. Warrior two. A little more space between your feet. Still that big bend in your front knee. Strong through your back leg. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Spin your palms to the sky and take your right hand high. Reverse your warrior. Reach up and go back. Keep the bend in your front knee long and strong through your back leg. Find a place for your left hand that works for you. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Hands down to your mat. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Right foot again. Warrior 1. Rise up. Open out warrior 2. Take your right hand high. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. Parsva Konasana. Right elbow on your right leg. And your left arm up to the sky. And check in with your feet, your legs, your foundation. Check in with your breath, your attention, your focus. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Here, extend your top arm forward. You can slide your bottom hand down inside or outside your front foot. Left shoulder rolls back. You can also keep your right elbow on your right leg. Right knee tracking over your right ankle. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Top arm goes up, wrap it around behind your back. Come on into your half bind or your full bind. You can play around with it. Take your time with it. Take your time with your body, with your practice. Take this time for yourself. A big breath in and a long breath out. Reach your top arm back up. Let it bring you up to your warrior 2. Straighten your right leg. Pivot your toes towards the side edge of your mat. Be parallel, pigeon-toed, hands to your hips or to your low back. I'm going to fix my pants. Add in a little bit of a back bend. A big inhale. And as you exhale, start to fold forward. Once you fold, hands to your mat. Halfway lift here. And then fold again. If you want to spin your fingers around, walk your hands back behind you, you can. Wave your body just a little more forward into the balls of your feet. Take a long breath in. And a big breath out. And you can stay here or you can come up and stick in a crow pose. Right? Hands about shoulder width. Walk your feet in. And so I say this all the time when I teach crow. You don't have to lift your feet. Set your hands, fingers spread wide, big bend to the elbows, point them straight back behind you. Knees above elbows. I like to go for knees in my armpits. Right? And whether you have your knees outside your arms or on your arms, squeeze them in. Helps to start with your feet. I think it helps to start with your feet closer together because you're smaller and tighter. And then you can shift forward into your hands. Maybe lift one foot. Maybe lift both feet. Take a couple of breaths here. Strong core. Drishti will help. Big breath in. And a long breath out. And if you're in your crow or you're playing around with it, just bring your feet back to that wide-legged stance. Halfway up, pivot around towards the back edge of your mat. Left toes point to the back. You come to the ball of your right foot. Plant your hands, step back. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog or child's pose. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, empty out. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Inhale, exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down, reach up, fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. High push up to low push up. Exhale. Inhale. Upward dog, exhale. Downward dog. Left foot steps forward. Warrior 1. Rise up. Exhale, hands come to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale. Upward dog, exhale. Downward dog. Left foot steps again. Warrior 1. Rise up. Now add in your warrior 2. New yoga pants. I should have tested them out before I wore them for practice. Soften your shoulders. Set your gaze. Adjust your feet as needed. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Keeping that big bend in your front knee, palms to the sky. Left hand high, reverse your warrior. Reach up and go back. Stay grounded through your back foot. Lift through your back leg. Lift from your left hip. Take a big inhale. Exhale, hands to your mat. High push up to low push up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Left foot steps again. Warrior 1. Rise up. Open out. Warrior 2. Left hand high. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. Parsva Konasana. Left elbow on your left leg. And your right arm up to the sky. Set your feet. You can set your feet. Come into the pose. And then you can adjust. Let your foundation work for you. Let this practice work for you. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Extend your top arm forward. You can slide your bottom hand down inside or outside your front foot. You can also stay with the elbow on the leg. Even if you're dropping your hand down, you keep your elbow on your leg. Still feel this quality of lifting up and opening up. Top shoulder rolls back. And then you can take your top arm back up, wrap it around behind your back. Come on into your half bind or feel out your full bind. Feel what you have room for here. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Make sure always that you have room for breath and for yourself, to enjoy yourself. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Reach your top arm back up. Let it bring you up to your warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Once more, toes to the side, hands to your hips or to your low back. Add in that little bit of a back bend. And fold forward as you exhale. Hands to your mat. Here, you might play around with your tripod. Hands about shoulder width. You can come forward. Bring your head down to the ground in front of your hands. So if you visualize a triangle, your head is the point, your hands are the bottom corners. And come forward into your head, into your hands, and come to the balls of your feet, your tiptoes, and at some point, your feet will just float up. And I remember someone telling me that at some point, your feet will just float up, Heather, don't worry about it. And I thought, that is never going to happen. And then, one day when I wasn't thinking about it, that's exactly what happened. Right? So you're in the forward fold. Maybe you're playing around with this headstand. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. And if your feet are up, bring them back down. Back to that wide-legged stance. Come on into your halfway lift. And then pivot around towards the front edge of your mat. Right toe spin forward. Plant your hands. Step back. High push-up to low push-up. Inhale. Upward dog. Exhale. Downward dog. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Take a deep breath in here. Fill up. Exhale. Step or jump to the front. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Utkatasana. Chair pose. Set your feet. Big bend to your knees. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit down. Sit back. Take a big inhale. And twist to your right. Left elbow towards the outside of your right leg. Feet are even. Toes are soft. You can keep your hands together here, or you can open up. Left hand reaching for the ground, and your right arm up for the sky. If you like side crow, you can stick that in. Take a big breath in, and a long breath out. One more big inhale here. Fold forward, exhale. Come back to your chair pose. Back to Utkatasana. Bring your hands back to your heart. Take a big inhale. Now twist to your left. Right elbow towards the outside of your left leg. You can check in with your feet. You can adjust as needed. Set them so they're even. Big toes closer together than your heels. Spine is long. Hands can stay together or come apart. Heart lifts. Even if you're in side crow. Right? Let your heart lift. You're in child's pose. Let your heart lift. Feel good about where you are and what you're doing. Take a big breath in. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Rise to stand. Come all the way up. Lift and reach. Bring your hands to your heart. Set one foot as your standing foot and come on into your tree pose, Vrishasana. Lifted foot somewhere on the inside of your standing leg. Set your gaze. And whatever hand-arm variation you like here. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Draw into your center line. Feel yourself grow a little bit taller. And then gently release. And set it up on the other side. Set your standing foot. Drishti. Find a place for the lifted foot. Might be similar to the other side or different. Whatever hand-arm variation you like. If you want to play around with it, you can try closing your eyes here. Maybe a little wobbly. Feel the steadiness of your breath. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, both feet down, hands reach up, lift up. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. High push-up to low push-up, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Bring your knees to your mat. Come on up. You can have we'll set up for a camel. You can have your heels tucked under, or you can have your toenails on your mat. Your knees are about hips width distance. You can put a block between your legs. This can be really helpful to activate and engage your legs. Hands come to your hips or to your low back. Hands at your low back is a nice self-assist. Hips press forward, shoulders roll back, chest lifts. You can take your gaze up and you can reach your hands back for your heels. This is where if your toes are tucked under, they might be a little more accessible. You can have your toenails on your mat, reach back. Shoulder blades squeeze in, hips still moving forward. Gaze can be forward, up, or you can drop your head back. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and nice and easy. Come on up. Come on into your tabletop, hands and knees, and move through a couple of cat-cows here. If you want to add in some side-to-side movement, you can. Feel the movement of your breath. And then come to center, and here we'll set up for another tripod headstand. So this is a different way into it. Same setup, your head out in front of your hands. So your head is the point of the triangle, your hands are the two bottom corners. Coming forward, bringing your head down. Squeeze your elbows in just like you would in crow. You can tuck your toes under, start to walk your feet in. And here, knees on the backs of your elbows. You can keep your feet down for this. Feel the weight of your body in your hands if you want to play around with it. You can lift your feet. From here, maybe you draw your knees to your chest. And if you're feeling crazy, you can take your feet straight up to the sky. All right, watch out for too much weight in your head and not enough space between your head and your hands. Take a couple of breaths, and then when you're ready, nice and easy, come on down and come on into your child's pose. Aren't you glad you decided to practice with me today? Take a big breath in and a long breath out. A big inhale and a big exhale. From here, just come on up, sit back over your heels, come onto your back, and set up for your bridge or your wheel. I hope you are glad that you decided to practice with me today. A couple of headstands, just playing around with it. Come on up for your bridge, any variation, or come up for your wheel, add in rest. Whatever combination works for you. Tap into your foundation. Set your gaze or close your eyes. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. A deep breath in. And a long breath out. Big inhale. And a big exhale. And take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. Come onto your back. Soles of your feet together, knees to the sides for Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a really big inhale here. Empty out. And keep your feet, your legs as they are. Reach your hands forward. Lift your head and shoulders up from your mat. And here, just pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted. Lift your feet. And keep your legs as they are and pulse up again. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Give your knees a squeeze. Come on into your happy baby. Knees wide. You can grab your feet, the backs of your legs, maybe a little bit of movement. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Bring your knees back to your chest. Set your right foot flat on your mat. Take your left foot across your right leg. So you're setting up your half pigeon variation. And if you prefer a traditional half pigeon, you can absolutely add that in here. Right foot can stay flat or you can lift it up. Draw the back of the right thigh in or the front of the right shin. And even as you draw your legs in towards you, flex your left foot and let your left knee come away from you. You can play around with it, keeping your right hand on your right leg and then using your left knee to your left hand rather to gently press the left knee away. Take your time with it, especially here as you encounter resistance. You can pause, ease off. Add in breath, take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Big inhale. And a big exhale. Once more, deep breath in. And a long breath out. Release your hands, your legs, give your knees a squeeze, and set it up on the other side. Left foot flat, right foot comes across your left leg. You can set up the traditional variation on this side. This side can be the same or different than the other side. Spine stays long. If you can soften your shoulders, your face, and your jaw. And I do hope that you enjoy practicing with me. I think it is fun to stick in. Crow, headstand, handstands. For me, that's not the goal of the practice. But whenever we try something new and different, something that feels challenging, and sometimes handstand is challenging, sometimes child's pose is challenging. Whenever we try something challenging, whenever we add that in, it's an opportunity to strengthen our practice. Strengthen the physical practice, but also strengthen the practice of breathing, being present, being at ease, and being in joy. And take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. Release your hands, your legs, give your knees a squeeze. Here, bring your feet flat at the outer edges of your mat and wide. And then drop your knees over to your right, just for an easy twist. You can work with any variation of the twist you like here. And then come through center and take your twist to the other side. Then come on back to center and set up for Shavasana. So we did a few different inversions today. To finish it out, if you'd like, take your legs up. I'm going to put on an extra layer and take my legs up against the wall. Right? So inversions can be simple, like this. You can also lie on your back and put a block under your hips if you like. Go and take your legs up, come up against a wall, or stay on your mat. Oops, that was a little heavy there. If you want to take a more traditional Shavasana, legs out, go for it. Allow yourself just a few moments here in Shavasana. Right, softening, integrating, take a big breath in. Then a full breath out. here you can wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe let your head roll side to side. Just bring some gentle movement back to your body. When you are ready, knees to your chest. You can roll to one side and come on up to seated. Hands to your heart, set your gaze, lower your gaze or close your eyes. Together, let's take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Drawing your thumbs to your forehead, to your third eye center. Together we say, Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for practicing with me today. Friday, Power Flow. I hope you had fun with it. I'm Heather. I'm the Bent Yogi. And as I mentioned, shorter practices here on my YouTube channel, if that's what you're looking for. Longer practices in my studio and on my Patreon, if that's what you're looking for. I'm glad you're here with me today. Leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I'll see you soon.